Hello all. If you have access to a 3D printer, there are so many things you can print. For gamers out there, I wanted to introduce you to 8 useful things you can print for the Xbox Series X or Xbox One. Most Xbox players use AA batteries in their controllers, which I actually prefer because they are replaceable and easy to swap out. Controllers with non-replaceable lithium-ion batteries are actually worse in my opinion because all batteries have a finite life. And when they do run out of recharge cycles, ideally you want to be able to replace the battery. I use rechargeable AA batteries from Panasonic. When I use my controller in wireless mode, I need a fresh set of rechargeable AA batteries right next to me at all times, just in case. So a battery holder or organizer is practically mandatory for all Xbox gamers who use a wireless controller in my view. So here we have a very simple and easy to print out battery holder. Next, let's take a look at one of the very first things I ever 3D printed, this dual controller holder. There are so many controller holder designs out there. The next one I'm going to print is a holder that can be mounted to the side of my desk since I'm running out of space. For me, the tension setting on the Xbox Series X controller is a bit higher than that of my Xbox One controllers, and the sticks are slightly lower as well, which I don't like. I decided to experiment with a Thumbstick Extender, which solves both issues. The most popular commercial one is Control Freak. In the description of the video, I have provided an STL file for a 3D printed extender that I modified and am currently using. The website I listed is the original model on Thingiverse. I've played about 100 games of Apex with this modified extender and plan to use it going forward because I have better aim control. One thing to take note of is that the top of the Series X thumbsticks is slightly larger than that of the Xbox One, so you need to increase the scale of 3D printed thumbstick extenders meant for the Xbox One by about 3% or so if you plan to use them on the Xbox Series X controller. You can also extend the life of your controller by printing replacement parts. So here I've printed out a battery cover which could come in handy if I lose the original. You can also print replacement grips, thumbsticks, buttons, and faceplates. It's also fun just to experiment with different custom designs and colors for your controller, if you have a spare one lying around. The battery cover on the Series X controller is slightly different, so this specific part is only compatible with the Xbox One controller. I'll have to make some modifications so that the design fits the Series X controller. This is one of the largest things I ever printed, a headphone holder. In hindsight, I would have printed one with less volume since printing large objects has a high failure rate. It's nicely designed and looks good on the desk. If you have a long headphone cord, I recommend that you print out one of these to wrap the wire. It takes only a few minutes to avoid all those tangles. Here is another wire wrap meant for a thicker cord. Lastly, for mobile gamers out there, you can enhance your experience by using a full Xbox controller and mount your phone or tablet onto the controller. So here we have a 3D printed phone mount that works with the Xbox One and Series X controllers. It was very easy to print. I printed all of these pieces in one day and it works great. I'm looking forward to when Apex Legends comes out on mobile. With this setup, I'll probably get a 20 bomb within my first few Apex games. One thing to note is that the Xbox Series X controller doesn't yet work with the iOS operating system. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've printed something useful for the Xbox in the comments section.